Hi everyone, I'm Echoes and I'm a Vtuber, and I'll be reacting to episode 2 of Kaina of the Great Snow Sea. So just continuing off with the reactions since last week. So yeah. So I'll start with breaking down the episode as usual. So in the beginning we have Kaina, and at the very end of the last episode, we had Kaina rescue this girl who was going up through the canopy layer using a floater in a basket. So he finds her and realizes that she has some trouble breathing. And then he gives her this, it's like, it pretty much helps her breathe better. It's like I think it's like an air tank, I guess. Because I'm pretty sure when she went up through the canopy, the air above is really thin. So, especially see that they're so close to space because it's so high in the atmosphere. So it's mostly just for her safety because the air is thin and it's probably hard to get enough oxygen due to that. So, and then he rescues her here and it helps. I like how he gives her a little time to like get used to breathing again because it was what's the word? Yeah, because it shows that he is concerned for her safety. He also collects all these like weapons that were left in the basket with her by her comrades. Skip opening. And then he brings her back in to the tree, and obviously the older people are quite pleased to see her because she's a young woman. As pretty much the canopy and the villagers are pretty much only all older people except for Kaina himself. So yeah, so they're like, oh, this is good. And then it's pretty much good news because I'm pretty sure they want her to marry him in some way. Though because she's a princess, obviously, like and she has things to do, maybe not so much. And then this interaction is super cute because he pokes her. He's like, "Oh, you're so soft because you're a girl." It's actually kind of adorable because in general, a lot of anime don't really do romances very cutely. Like it's mostly always about the sexual side, when in reality, sometimes you just need a bit of chemistry that isn't always sexual related. So, yeah, this kid is like, "Who are you?" And then he's like, "What happened?" He probably and he says that he found her, by grabbing her out of the basket and in the canopy. And the grandmother took her clothes. And then they grab the sign keeper, who she thinks initially is the sage that she's looking for. It'll be revealed why she's looking for the sage. And then she goes outside because she thinks she's dreaming, because it's such a otherworldly location because it's so high up in the air. But since she feels pain, she's not dreaming. Why she pulled her ear right there. She eats the soup. And then the group explains her situation, like what they do and stuff. And then the princess explains herself. This is important because there's a lot of world building with her explanation. So she says that she's from the country Atlan, which is at the foot of the spire tree, which is the big tree. Like these people live inside it on the top, but she lives on the bottom of the closest one. And she's from the Snow Sea, which is like that. Pretty much it looks like a sky, but it's underneath is like I don't know. It's like snow on top of water. It's like it's not normal snow though, so it's weird. But she says that there's like 1,000 people who live in the country, and then she's very surprised that that only that small group is the survivors of the tree. And that there used to be a lot of other villages like this, which was explained before. But because the water drought became the last village, yeah. So it looks like one of the most important things in this world is water. it seems to be a very much a limited resource, and because water is necessary for human life, right? The less there is, less people that it can the limited amount can sustain. So it makes logical sense here. And also, she notices that, and then she explains like what is the sage that they're looking for. So, and here's what she mentions. She mentions that the world, the Snow Sea, is also going to be extinct, which also is important because earlier you assume that just people just living on the ground. There's a lot of people. In essence, that's not the case. Because the snow. Oh yeah, let me see. Since the surface doesn't go by the Snow Sea, only a little bit area around the foot of spire trees is habitable. Yeah, because you can't actually survive on the ocean, right? We'll rely on this limited land. Again, protecting our water. But Valgali, a country with a fleet of ships which can cross the Snow Sea, starts stealing water from its neighbors. Countries collapsed after their water was stolen, and their survivors became slaves. It looks like that country was approaching them to try to get more water too. War going on. Regardless of who wins, we must resolve the water shortage or the world will one day end. Yeah, because otherwise, if there's no water, every living thing's gonna die, pretty much. She wanted to do something, and then she said that there's a story of her mother about a sage that had magical powers and was able to create an endless supply of water. Well, it makes sense. Like in a world where water's limited, water is probably the most precious resource of them all. So why did you think you'd be on the canopy? Oh, she doesn't know why. Yeah, it looks like she gets some sort of migraine, so hard to say. And then she wants to go home. And they say, how do you... And they also mentioned there's no way to get down. And what's she supposed to do? So she has to think about it a bit. Only I could ride the floaters again. And then Kaina wants to help her. And has this map, of course. And the grannies are nice because they're helping measure her for some clothes. Because they don't really have any other people to make clothes for. So they're probably just adjusting things that they already have available. We were going to make someone, and a young lady came along. We hope you'll wear it. Oh, that's so cute of them. So they're getting her measurements. And then kind of shows her around. They show her that they're eating the bug meat. Because they kind of look like pupas, I guess. She's like, I ate bugs? And she's like, huh? It's because she had the soup when she was with them. And they also collect the water in the water vein, which is from those pipes. So it looks like they use something similar in their country too. Releasing the water output's been dropping. I guess it's the same everywhere. So it looks like the whole world is dealing with the water dropping problem. I wonder if it's because their planet's dying or something's going on. It's hard to say. Sure, outside. And I don't know what glow shells are. They're trying to collect some sort of thing from the bugs, but hard to say. And when we get down, we won't be able to because there's no rope that's long enough to reach the Snow Sea, which makes it. It's like so high up, right? Giant tree flies have laid eggs now, so you gotta be careful. That's important because of the bugs and stuff. And the old ladies are helping make the jacket for her. That's a bit warmer. And then the sandkeeper talks to them. And then Ririha is trying to get to the floater because she's trying to find a way to get back down. So she's running toward it. But she ends up falling and then finds herself in a bug's nest. So the bug's attacking her, trying to kill her. And then Kaina is able to save her right here. So they're trying to find opportunity. And then they see this, I don't know what this glowing mushroom thing is. It feels like it keeps showing up in every episode, and always like when something good happens. I don't know what I think it's like some sort of like spirit that's trying to save the world using their assistance or something. Which is something friendly that's just, trying because they saw the spirit thingy. They actually get like right after this happens and the bug's attacking them, they're actually able to get saved for whatever reason. As the bug then just falls down after trying to attack them and stuff. So yeah, it seems to always show up at very important moments. And then the grannies are worried because she almost got hurt. And the old man brings out a lot of, looks like these are like important tools that were used in the past. You can see that they're all covered in like rust and stuff, because it looks like some sort of older technology was part of an older civilization that's long died out. And it's made of some sort of sturdy material. And looks like they have to use ropes to go down, because once they go down, they can't go back up. And they're using something called a bark cutter, which was probably used to carve out the inside of the tree. But now it can be used to, dig into the tree to help bring them down to the ground. And then Kaina is going to be going with her, because only he could do it. Blessing. And also, like, they don't want him to die alone, because all the other people are old and they want a young person like him to have a place to survive more people. So all the older people have his well-being in mind, which is very adorable but also sad at the same time. And yeah, and then the grannies give her her jacket back. They call it her wedding dress, which is cute. Yeah, it's her suit. They probably adjusted it to her size, and that they're hoping that she's in the village, but since she has something place to go, then yeah. Grannies. I also really like how the grannies talk. They're like such doting parents. I as a woman who knows what to do. That's just really cute. And then kind of gives back an important knife, which is I think George's knife. George was the person who protected Ririha when she was put onto the floater in episode 1. So it's nice that they called back to that here with his weapon. And then the old man talks about how to use the bark cutter. And they're going. It's also really cute. The older people say, "Don't sleep with your stomach bare," and like all these like little sayings about like, "Oh, just take care of yourself. Look for other weird words." Like it's their final farewell, so they have a good reason to do that. And also, you see all these tangling like bark of the spire trees. It's kind of wild. And they're doing the bark cutters and making the knobs so that they can go down. Pretty scary though. They're literally going down like almost a sheer vertical of it's like mountain climbing in a way. But yeah. I mean, it's like it feels endless, honestly. So yeah, it's like so that's it. So overall it's like a really enjoyable episode. It this with the whole thing with all the insects and like having a dystopian world, it really reminds me of a Nausicaa's world. Not exactly the same though, but generally similar premise of humanity having to deal with very harsh conditions. Instead of the toxic jungle, we have this snow sea, which is encompassing the world. And instead of the poison, you get the lack of water. So overall, it's like a really solid premise so far. I really like the world building. Even though this one's on the more basic side, the visuals are gorgeous. And yeah, you can't really go wrong with it. It's overall an enjoyable series so far, and looking forward to continuing and seeing how things play out in the next episodes. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Take care.